In today's video, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint and system for you to make $100,000 per month in net profit in your wholesaling business. I'm going to share with you the exact structure you need to have in your business. I'm going to share you the actual hierarchy of the employees you need. Do you need a COO? Do you need accountants? Do you need VAs? What's the perfect system to get $100,000 per month in pure wholesaling fee profit? I'm actually going to share with you my system, and I'm going to show you other systems that will probably work in your business too, because my system is very market specific. Again, I'm going to give you an exact blueprint for wherever you are in the country. I'm also going to share with you how to structure your system, actually how to find the employees for every single person in that specific system. And lastly, I'm also going to share with you actually how much to pay each employee for that system. And lastly, I'm going to share with you actually how to train and some tips to have the most success possible on scaling to over 7 figures a year in wholesaling profits. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint on making 7 figures a year in net profit. Again, I'm going to say this again. This is net profit. This isn't the sexy 7-figure wholesaler. No, this is 7 figures in actual profit. This isn't, I made $100,000 this month, but I'm really netting $40,000 because of all the expenses, employees, marketing. No, this is pure profit stuff. So $100,000 a month in pure profit. I'm giving you the exact blueprint and system. Whoa. Before we get into it, I'm literally giving you the exact systems that people pay thousands of dollars to go to these seminars and webinars and stuff like that. I'm giving you for free. So please smash that like button and subscribe to get this YouTube algorithm so we can stop this whole guru movement, so we can get back to the basics and giving free, valuable information for everybody. So you want to make $100,000 per month in pure profit in real estate wholesaling. So I think every real estate wholesaler should be watching this video and learning the systems on actually scaling up to 7 figures a year in profit, $100,000 per month in profit. Again, if you're extremely new, if you're struggling or trying to make $100,000 per year in profit, again, I have all the systems for that. I think everyone still should see this and see what it takes to actually get to this level. Unfortunately, I know so many gurus out there that are charging $5,000. Come into my office, see my system. I'm going to give you the blueprint, and literally what they do is they literally just share this exact information. I'm giving it all for free because I'm here to stop these gurus. I don't be spending $5,000 learning their system that literally is just off of one book. I'm going to share it right now. Literally, when you pay $5,000 to learn systems from a big guru, they're literally going to do this. They're literally just going to take this book Traction. They're going to open the pages right here, and then they're literally just going to copy for verbatim exactly the stuff in this book, because every entrepreneur in real estate wholesaling bases their business basically off of this book. And they also, from Gino Wickman, it's called Traction. It's absolutely an amazing book. It shows you actually how to build a system for basically any business entrepreneur wise. Also, EOS is the other one. So these are the books that basically they all use, and they literally just regurgitate the information in here and charge you $5,000 for it. So I'm literally just going to break down this kind of book. I'm going to show you the systems that you can implement in wholesaling with this to make $100,000 per year. So you don't have to pay $5,000 for a big systems event that you could really spend into marketing and actually helping you make more money in this business. Again, if you want to Venmo me $5,000, hey, I'm always open to it. But again, I provide value absolutely for free. Let's get into it. Let's cut the fluff. Let me show you actually how to legitimately make $100,000 a month in pure wholesaling profit. So here's the first chart you really want to look at when it comes to building $100,000 a month in pure profit. Again, I'm going to say this a million times. When someone tells you to make $100,000 a month in wholesaling, please, most of the time they're not. They have to pay a lot of expenses. They got to pay at minimum 30% of that deal into expenses, employee cost, marketing. Again, when they say that, they're legitimately not doing it. What I'm trying to show you is a true business that actually nets that amount. Here's the actual chart. This is basically the system you really want to be having to truly make $100,000 per month in wholesaling real estate. Again, this is an extremely lean operation. The reason why I have this type of operation going on now and the way that I recommend it is no, I don't have a million other employees going on, because yes, I can make $100,000 per month easily with having way more employees and a stupidly high marketing budget. But the problem is I'm netting less money than the one I'm actually doing here. So I recommend a lean operation that's very scalable, and you're not spending a fortune in marketing so you have the best ROI possible to scale up. A lean operation making $1 million per year in wholesaling profits is way better with 5 employees, is way better than having 40 employees making $1 million a year in profit. That is 35 less employees, less headaches, less payroll tax, less stress, honestly, and less office space. So you can make $1 million in profit with the same exact system. I don't think a new wholesaler trying to make $1 million per year in this business should be hiring 40 employees. You'll get stressed out and you're really going to lose the true value in this business, which is creating time freedom. So this is actually how to create time freedom, make $1 million. So this is truly the system. So it's really not that complicated. This is based off of most wholesaling businesses that are making $1 million per year. I have them on the podcast off air. They break down their businesses with me. I really learn a lot from it. So again, most of them use this same exact system. More or less, it's a little different per market. You're going off of these books. Read this book, Traction. There's free PDFs. There's paid PDFs. I recommend always buying the book, but there's always free PDFs you can always get from somewhere. I guarantee someone in the comments can share a book. For example, so in the book, they basically share with this. It's literally, I don't know if this is copyrighted or not, but first year, they have something like this where they have visionaries, integrators, sales, marketing, operations people. Again, it has to be critiqued a little to actually change it with the business. Again, they show you actually how to scale up from the second one. Again, this is a $17 book that you can probably get for free. Also, you get the EOS system, which is a little older book. It's the same exact system on here. It gives you a lot of really good stuff, actually building businesses and traction in your business, but they're all using this book. So again, you don't even have to read the book. I got this all for free. So it basically is simple as this. You have marketing, acquisitions, dispositions, and then you have a COO basically running the entire operations. Is this my business? It's extremely similar, but it's a little different. On the marketing side, we have a marketing manager who is a VA. So on the marketing side, in a wholesaling business, if you truly want to make $1 million per year in profit, you want to have a marketing manager who is a VA. Sole purpose is to execute your marketing plan and your budget that you put out in the beginning of the year. And below them is your marketing VAs. So again, the marketing manager will make sure they send out the direct mail. They'll do the skip tracing for you. They'll make sure all the lists are being pulled, and they're making sure that the actual marketing VAs below them are actually doing their jobs and actually marketing. So the marketing VAs can be a thorough of things. I made it very general on purpose because your business is completely different than mine. Marketing VAs are people that are going to be pulling lists, pulling probate, pulling code violations. They can be cold calling for you, dealing with SMS lists, dealing with your RVM drops. They can do virtual drawing for dollars for you. They can do anything really when it comes to marketing. Again, for this business, you probably need about 2 to 3 of them. Possibly 1 to 2 if you're really good at what you do. So that's kind of what you'll probably need on the marketing side. Now, when it comes to acquisitions, I think 1 to 2 acquisitions managers is really all you need. You can have 1 acquisitions manager, or you can be a solopreneur and make $100,000 a month in pure profit. The issue is your time's going to be sucked up. You're going to be working 100 hours a week, and you're literally going to be exhausted at the end of it, and you're probably going to burn out. So creating a business like this, you can double and triple that while saving time and not really working too much in the business. I mean, the only reason I can actually sit down here and record a video with you is because we have acquisitions managers that are actually going on appointment and actually locking up deals and talking to sellers for me. So it's really cool. Again, I still go on appointments for myself. I still like to keep things sharp. Again, I go on appointments where I'm making $40,000 to $50,000, and I'm not going on 50 of those per week. The way we kind of scaled our business is I deal with a lot of the crazier and more high-end leads that will make 40 to 50K versus the ones that were making 5 to 10,000 with the virtual wholesaling stuff, where the acquisitions people and the VAs are completely dealing with that. When it comes to actually just making $100,000 per month, all you really need is those 2 acquisitions managers. When you start scaling up even more, let's say we're getting to $2 to $3 million per year, you really want to add in a VA lead manager. Right now, this is strictly $100,000 per month. Let's not get greedy here right now, but once we get to $2 to $3 million, you want to have a VA who's managing thousands of those leads in your Podio, following up with them, and starting to set the appointments for your acquisitions managers. Now, the 1 acquisitions manager I always recommend should be physically going on appointments for you. The other person should be really dealing with the virtual leads that you have. So we have about 5 virtual wholesaling markets we're dealing with right now. Then we have 1 that we're physically dealing with in our home state here in Florida. That's kind of the way we're having it right now. And then lastly, you should have a disposition, should be a real estate agent, honestly, a realtor that honestly gets it for the wholesaling business. You should have 1 to 2 of those max, and they get paid per part of the deal. So here's the most important question. Okay, cool, Zach. I see the whole system. It looks cool, looks great. How much should I pay these people? And this is where a lot of people just shrivel up and they don't talk about it. So here it is. This is literally how much you should be paying everyone in the system. VA marketing manager, they should get about $50 per deal you do. Again, I'm assuming you're making $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 a deal. We pay a little more just because our average deal is $30,000 to $35,000. Sometimes we hit $40,000, $50,000 for a deal. So we pay the VA marketing manager about $50 a deal. We also pay them a base of $200 per week. Again, they're doing a lot of marketing for us, and they're dealing with a lot of stuff for us too. And then you should have a marketing VA. That VA, probably someone cold calling or dealing with the texting for you a lot. They should be paid around $25 per appointment, and then another $50 per deal. Again, this is because we're making $35,000 a deal. Maybe do 25 and 25, or 25 and $30. And then we also give them a base pay about $5 an hour. And then we got the acquisition side. We pay our acquisitions managers around 10 to 15% of the deal. I recommend 15 to 10 because you want to pay your acquisitions people very well. And if they are proven and they're really well in that operations space and they're locking up deals for you, you can completely be off hands with it. You should definitely pay them 10 to 15%. They should be paid very well. Dispositions, 8 to 10%. They really have to pull their weight. Again, we do a lot of wholetailing, so this is a wholesaling system, so it's a little different than us because we actually close. We actually flip a lot of them too. So when it comes to strictly wholesaling, about 8 to 10% of the deal should be on the disposition side. Again, these people are building the cash buyers list. They're actually selling them for a crazy good amount of money, and that is literally their full-time job. And then lastly, we have the COO, who should get around 10% of the deal plus a base salary. COO, again, should be the highest paid employee, because they're dealing with everything. They're dealing with marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. They're making sure everything is going smooth. So if you get more into the book Traction, there's a lot of really good stuff in there. Again, this is going to be like a 10-hour video on systems, which I'm giving you the stuff on wholesaling wise, which this book won't talk about. So the stuff this book does talk about, which I really won't get into too much into this video, is the whole EOS system really helps you with a lot of stuff. Again, free PDFs you can find online. But if you're really broke, again, someone can share it with you, their PDF version. You get audible.com, but you can do quarterly rocks, daily huddles, stuff like that. Again, they might seem like weird terms right now, but they're types of meetings that you can do to be as effective as possible. How to actually get KPIs, which are key performance indicators. Key performance indicators you really want to care about is stuff like how many appointments are we getting per list? How many texts do I have to send out before I get a deal? How many texts do I have to send out to actually get a yes and an appointment? How many calls I have to do? How much does it cost me to actually get an appointment? And then after that, we know the costs and the KPIs like that. We actually go to the acquisition side. We got to know what is the closing ratio. How many appointments does it take for a deal? Then once we get a deal and a contract for there, we can go back with our marketing and see how much are we truly paying to make a profit per deal. And then we can go into dispositions, how many days it takes from contract to actually selling it, and where's the average profit of it? Is it going up? Is it going down? And then after that, the COO can be dealing with a lot of the really important KPIs to report to you, the owner, on stuff like how much is our profitability, how much of an ROI are we making on the, let's say, $15,000 per month marketing budget. How much does it cost me to put a property under contract? How much does it cost me to do an appointment? Things like that. Very important key performance indicators. Usually you do a daily meeting with the team on this. Then you do quarterly meetings. Make sure you're meeting your key performance indicators. Sometimes you give a bonus too on the payment side if you guys are doing really well or you exceed your goals. Things like that I really, truly recommend. So this comes to something very important. Again, now you know the whole system on doing it for actually paying, but really something not a lot of people talk about, I think, is how do I actually hire these people? Now, this is a whole different can of worms. I've been through the hiring process so many times. It sucks, but truly finding the right person is probably one of the most important things in this business. So let's take some time and let me show you actually how to hire every single person in this $100,000 per month in pure profit wholesaling blueprint system. When it comes to hiring somebody in marketing, we really want to find people in the Philippines or VAs, because if we're paying them $5 an hour, again, minimum wage really doesn't work like that very well at all in the United States. So when it comes to just getting a VA marketing manager, you should just go on Upwork. They're probably the best ones and most qualified to find them. When it comes to finding VAs for marketing, you can still use Upwork. I think Upwork has a little more quality, but they're a little more expensive. Also, onlinejobs.ph is another really good source to actually find quality VAs for your marketing. Again, you want quality over quantity on this. So those are the two websites I do recommend on finding high quality hires. Again, VAs aren't robots. They're actually humans. You got to treat them like that because they truly are, and they're here to help you in your business. Now, when it comes to acquisitions, this is 100% probably the hardest thing to do when it actually comes to finding someone in the acquisition space. And that is finding someone that can actually lock up deals and they're not going to jump ship. So the most important thing in acquisitions, I think, is you don't want to hire somebody that is really a dreamer. And what I mean by that is you don't want to hire somebody that is really just going to suck up all your information and then they're going to go and try to wholesale by themselves. Most of the time when they do that, they sink and they fail. And most of them don't do well at all. And unfortunately, they're going to quit your business. Then you got to bring a new acquisitions guy and you got to do it all again. It's a revolving door. So you want to find a guy that's not going to do that. And then you also want to find a person that is motivated enough to actually keep going and hammering, being an acquisition salesperson. But you don't want to find someone that sucks at sales or doesn't want to really be in this business, and they might be better suited at the COO route or the dispositions route. So the best ways to actually find acquisitions agents, I don't recommend that they be VAs. I think they should have a strong American accent. Just when it comes to closing things, it's probably the best way to do it. Look for like used car salesmen. They're really good and they're getting paid a lot less than what you could offer them. Go to Indeed and other job hiring sites. That's a really good way to find salespeople. There's a lot of people that actually want to do sales, so I do recommend that. Another really good place is to find realtors. Find realtors that are vetted. These are realtors that don't want to become listing or buying realtors. They actually want to be in this business and they want to make more money than they do now as a realtor. So these are acquisitions people that you can easily help them make $100,000 per year in this business, but they have to be vetted and they actually have to legitimately want to do this business and not be treated as a realtor, but as a sales and acquisitions manager at a real estate investment company. You can also find friends. Make sure you're very careful when finding friends. These are going to be friends that you have to treat as an actual employee, not as your true friend. If they're really good at sales, then maybe this is a good person, but be very careful when it comes to looking for friends. But some friends can be really good when it comes to this. And then lastly, find people in sales jobs. I think sales jobs is a good way to actually find an acquisitions manager because you can pay them a lot more than them selling, plumbing supplies or something crazy like that. Now, when it comes to finding the right dispositions person, honestly, the only person you really want to go after are realtors and real estate agents that quote unquote get it. If they legitimately get it, they know what it's like to be a wholesaler. They understand real estate wholesaling. They understand what they need to do in this business. They're not listing properties. They're actually selling it to you for your wholesaling business. You can do really well with it if you find agents that legitimately quote unquote get the whole real estate investment and wholesaling side. It's very hard to find one, but to find one or two is actually pretty easy. And they understand they have to build cash buyers and sell those properties. They know they will make more money doing this than actually being a realtor, but they're technically a glorified realtor at this point. Most dispositions agents I recommend are realtors. Now, our last hire here is the COO, the Chief Operations Officer. Now, the COO, you want to make sure they're very loyal to you. They're not going to jump ship and create their own little company and just compete with you and take all your systems with you. So you want to make sure you have someone that's extremely loyal. You don't want to get a dreamer that wants to have their own business and crazy model. Most of them fail when they do that. You want to find someone that is a legitimate leader. And truly, if you're a visionary, again, the EOS talks about this a lot, but if you're a visionary and you want to have an integrator as your COO who will actually integrate your model and actually execute your plans, again, recommend Rocket Fuel. That's another really good book to actually help build a business. You want a visionary and an integrator. Those are the two best ways to actually build a business. Again, you can have two partners that are visionaries and then you have the COO, that's the integrator. Again, read those books, check it out, but that's actually how to legitimately hire someone as a good COO. So here are my last tips for you on actually building a system and executing the blueprint of creating $100,000 per year in profit for a wholesaling real estate company. So the number one tip I can give to you is please read the book Traction in EOS from Gino Wickman. It's a really good book. It will help you out. If you're legitimately serious in actually trying to approach a scaling route and making $1 million per year in profit, then I recommend reading those two books. Don't spend $5,000 for a guru that's literally just going to regurgitate that information for you. And you can help learn systems. Again, Rocket Fuel is another really good book for that. My second tip for you is you should budget. Budgeting is so important in this business. You don't want to overspend, and eventually you won't get into that $1 million a year profit if you overdo your budgets and you don't plan properly on everything. This goes into the third tip I can give you, which is actually creating a schedule. Creating a schedule seems a little crazy, but if you schedule out how much you want to spend every every single month in your marketing. You want to schedule out when I'm going to have my meetings. You're going to schedule out your time, your blog, things like that. It will help you in your business to actually get to the level where you can actually scale your business correctly. One of the next tips I can give you is train, 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 and train. Again, you can't build this system out with actually having highly trained, highly skilled employees to actually help you in this business. You got to take the time out. It's going to suck in the beginning, but once you get them up and running, it's truly amazing. So the VAs for the marketing side, you have to train them like crazy. I recommend doing something like a training where you sit down, you spend 40 hours in an entire week creating legitimately detailed trainings. Again, do it in a video format so you don't have to train every single time. But I recommend you do that for your virtual assistants so you can train them correctly on list polling, cold calling, texting, probates, everything like that. That's what I definitely recommend for that. And then when it comes down to training your acquisitions agents, that's more one-on-one stuff. You're gonna have to do some mock calls, get some trainings in there, John Martinez type stuff, and really train someone to become a legitimate acquisition specialist. Disposition side, you got to train them also on building cash buyers. I got a million videos to help them out on the disposition side, so give them some of my YouTube videos. I think it'll help them a lot. I can be your quote unquote trainer, I guess, to be giving my videos. You can download it, copyright it. It's not copyrighted, steal it. I don't really care, but use that to actually train your employees and profit. The next tip I can give you is become a leader, not a dictator. Becoming a leader in this business will help you so much making more money than becoming a dictator. You need to lead by example. You need to be someone that will push people up and help them build money, help the employees, and actually provide them in this business and help them out in wholesaling venture here. Again, lead, don't tell. That is what I can tell you. Don't become this overwhelming person. Don't be over someone's shoulder, breathing down their neck. Let them do their thing. Don't be this ruthless person. Have empathy and help people out. It's a people business at the end of the day. And if you do that as a leader, you will succeed. One of the most important tips also I can give you is you got to kill the bottleneck. The bottleneck in your business is whatever in your business is stopping you from scaling up even more. So let's say, for example, your marketing isn't that good, but your acquisitions people and your dispositions people are amazing. The bottleneck in that business, the thing that is getting squeezed tight that you actually can't do anything well with, is maybe that marketing. So you can't feed the acquisitions people the leads that it takes to actually get the deals going. That kills the whole conveyor belt system. Think about creating a car or manufacturing like Henry Ford. Also, you could have a bottleneck where your dispositions person, where your marketing's perfect, everyone's getting stuff under contract at good prices, but your dispositions person doesn't have a good cash buyers list and they can't sell for that. That'll be your bottleneck. Kind of kill that bottleneck. Go back into the training and actually build the dispositions and the cash buyers trainings really well. Or the acquisitions person can be the one stopping you from actually dispositioning the deal. Maybe you're getting the leads, but no one's knowing how to handle the leads, managing the leads, or locking up those deals. So again, kill the bottleneck and it'll help you so much in scaling your business. And truthfully, the last thing I can tell you right now is get out of the way. Get out of the way in the business. Once you train your employees to actually get going in this business, don't be dictating and don't be breathing down their necks. Don't be watching every single second your acquisitions person is doing, trying to lock up a deal and just breathing over their neck and being an overbearing manager that's down someone's throats. It's all stressful. Also, don't be that guy that's watching your cold callers every second of the day or reading every single text message to see if they're doing well or not. Get out of their way once you know they're trusted and trained, and let them do what they are hired to do. It will give them a lot more confidence in their business to actually succeed. So that's it, guys. That is the blueprint and system to make $100,000 per month in pure profit in wholesaling real estate. So if you like that little $5,000 course I just gave you absolutely for free, again, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell. All I'm trying to do is provide as much value as possible. Again, nobody gave me any of these systems when I was starting out in this business, and I wanted to provide it all for free. I hate the whole guru mindset. You can't do it for free. You got to pay me for this information. I hate it. I'm wearing a NASA shirt. Like, you can become an engineer off of YouTube, learning stuff online for absolutely for free, just through the power of the internet, providing free value. That's really what I do in this wholesaling business. That's what I really want to do in this wholesaling industry, is change the game, providing free value. And the more likes, the more subscribers I get, the more people that actually sees us with the YouTube algorithm, which means more people can become the anti-guru movement. We can bring these gurus out of business and actually provide things absolutely for free. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed day.